And we're live. So, welcome everybody to yet another live interview show with Become a Fearless Father. Today, I have the pleasure to be accompanied by Lance, and we're going to be talking about books. We're writing books, not reading books for now. Who knows where the conversation is going to go, but for now, it's going to be about being an author. It's going to be about bucket lists, about living every single day like you're on a journey and making an incredible life. And actually, that's going to be the first question, my man, because I'm really interested in that. I saw, you've came out with your book, and I'm just wondering, man, what are the steps to living a life that is just a never-ending story?
My never-ending story. It started with just one simple bucket list item I put on there. I put 5-kilometer race, and then from that I went, okay, what else is there? So you develop your brain set. Your mind gets stronger as well as you go along with it. But you go, okay, you can do a 10K run, you can do a half marathon, you can do ultra marathon, you can do an Ironman, you can do a triathlon, and then there's a mud run, an obstacle run, and then I led on to be like every race around Sydney I added to the bucket list. Then I went, okay, and Melbourne, and then I went, and then all over Australia, and then all globally. So your mind keeps thinking over and over again of more and more ideas, and you're constantly adding new things all the time to your bucket list. So I keep growing bigger, and then I can move on to another category and do exactly the same thing. So today I've got about 50,000 things on my bucket list. So I've got 9,000 ideas in the book. So
nice. That's awesome. But that's what you said, right? It's start with the one thing. Start with the one thing. So how do you decide what that one thing is going to be? Because you mentioned 5K running, but how do you decide, okay, this is going to be the one thing that I want to start with?
Well, it's up to the person themselves, like what interests you. Like if you're a father, if you don't know where to start, if you're a father of kids, of course you can just do the simple thing like I added on my bucket list. Watch every Disney movie. Like everyone can do that, and it's not the hardest thing to do. You can watch a Disney movie with your kids, so you can have fun doing that. So you can add every single Disney movie out there, or if you like the DreamWorks ones instead, whatever you're fascinated with. So I've added like all the Disney movies on my bucket list in the book. That's another thing. People who like traveling, visit every country of the world. So whatever category suits you, that's where the best point is to start. Where I've got every single possibility that I can think of bucket list items, and I want to achieve as much as possible in my life. So mine just keeps growing and growing. But some people just have certain categories they want to keep suited to.
It's all about getting started, putting that one item on the list, and then just from there, just keep adding more stuff, right? And I'm assuming if you finished it, right? So if you finished one Disney movie, you finished it, it goes off the bucket list, and you go on to the next one.
Yeah, correct.
All right, cool. See, this is one thing I'm getting tired of. The kids coming up with the same freaking movie every single time. I'm like, really? Out of all the movies that we have, you got to watch the same one again?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, that's what we want to watch. All right, cool. Let's do it. All right, so Lance, tell us about you, man. What are you all about? What's your background story? And of course, everybody would like to know what the family setup is.
Yeah, so I'm a father of 3 daughters under 3 years old. So I got my oldest daughter. She was born first, which is Indy Rose, and then I had in the following year Zalia, and she was born on the 18th of July. The first one was 11th of July, and then the following year after, which was this year, was the 22nd of July. So the last 3 years I've had 3 girls under 3. So
nice, and all in July. Man, you can't.
Yeah, all July.
It's a festive month.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And with my journey, so found out my father was a diabetic, so I went and got, like everyone should do every once in a while, is get blood tests done and blood pressures done and everything like that. So I went and got mine tested and found out that my blood pressure is 162 over 132. So diabetes and everything, there's no problems with any of the blood tests other than the blood pressure. So I went, well, I've got to change something. So I gave up the soft drinks. So I was drinking 50 to 60 litres of Coca-Cola a week. So I gave that up. And now it's been eight and a half years, just water only and then milk for cereals. But the first month after giving up the soft drinks, I lost 40 kilos straight up. So, and then, so I'm down, I was 210 kilos. I'm down to 140 now. I've been staying stable for a while, but my next step in life that I'm going through at the moment is to become a public speaker and a health and wellness coach. So I'm studying weight management in March next year, the Certificate 4 and diploma, which is going to be national recognised for Australia as well as internationally recognised. So even your viewers over there can always click in and have a talk to me if they want. So once I learn it all, I'll be happy to help here and there. So but then, I want to do podcasts, coaching, public speaking, seminars, workshops. I want to do the whole lot to inspire people about my journey and like live the bucket list lifestyle if they're into that. If they're not into that, help them overcome mindset and challenges. Some of the biggest challenges I've faced were my first race was at 200 kilos. Like people see that as a challenge, but I inspired other people that were way fit and doing ultra marathons, and I decided to rock up with no training at all at 180 kilos, big guy, and I went, you know what, 12 hours, let's do this whole thing. So I knocked out 60 kilometers in 12 hours at 180 kilos. So, and that day, everyone that was there, they're inspired and cheering me on. There was one guy that pushed me and went, "No, I don't think you can last that distance, mate." And I said, "You watch, mate, I can do it." And then he goes, "Well, you've done your ultra marathon now for over 42 kilometers. You can give up now." I said, "No, I'm determined to do the whole 12 hours." So I pushed another 5 and got to 45, 46 kilometers. And then he goes, "Oh, it's the last half an hour now, so it doesn't matter. You made this far, mate." And then the last 10 kilometers I full sprinted, so 10 kilometers in half an hour. So at 11 and a half hours of walking and running all night and trying to sprint that out. People were inspired by that journey. So they said, "Mate, you should write a story about your journey, about how you're changing this life around." Anyway, a few months later, another race came up, and they sent out an email to everyone saying, "We're looking for inspirational stories. Is anyone interested? Send it through." And to my luck, they chose my story and went,
Oh, nice.
"We want to interview. We want to interview you." So the Blacktown Sun, which is my local paper, and the Sydney Morning Herald, which is a big, massive paper for Sydney. So both of them stories were released. So I had 2 newspaper articles before I even started the book, and then I had over 400 to 500 likes on Facebook and other Instagrams and stuff like that. So people were saying how much they loved the story and they wanted to know more. So that's when I went, well, if they want to know more, let's bring out a book. So I wrote the book in 3 months, and then a year with the publishing processes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that take that long? That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's a year you go through, like the proofreading, what pictures you want to put in it, what design format. Then you've got to do a bio. You've got to do, it's a whole heap of different things. You've got to choose your designer for your front cover. I've got the book with me as well. I'll show you a bit later when you're ready. There's a whole heap that goes into a book. You have to design the blog at the back. So I pretty much did the whole book myself. So there's a lot of famous people out there that people see that have wrote a book, but a lot of them, if you ask them, they've never wrote any word in that book at all. They've paid someone to write the book for them.
Yeah.
So to go through every single stage of writing a book, it gives you a whole different mindset and perspective on how much struggle it is to go through that yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, I can understand that. So
Yeah.
you talk about determination a lot, right? And I can understand that. But you and I both know there's a lot of people that will not get to that point and say like, "Oh, I'm going to push through," right? So share with us, where does that determination come from? Where do you push through while your body is probably telling you like, "Look, Lance, I'm out. You're on your own, buddy. I'm done." Right? Where does that come from? How do you decide? What's the mindset behind it, or what can you share that really is going to help those people that are sitting there like, dude, well, what Lance did is awesome, but I can't do that.
Yeah, well, I just see it as I put myself down as an end goal, and you achieve it. So, like, if you design yourself a plan that you want to do, you work towards it. Like, I'm not saying that anyone can just rock up for a race and just do it. I'm saying, yeah, you can train for it. You can do. You put down the end goal where you want to be, and then put down 5 or 10 things that can lead you to that. So just say you want to do an ultra marathon, go, okay, I'll start with a 5K, I'll do a 10K, work your way up. I'll do a run around the block around your house for half an hour every night and do proper training on your treadmill or whatever your fancy way of trying. But yeah, you can work your way up to the program where you want to do it. But the other people, they've got the mindset is determined to just go, okay, switch their brain off, block out any pain, and just go for it, and just go, okay, I want to achieve this, whether it hurts me or not. It's just like to be a millionaire. You're not going to just go, okay, I'll be a millionaire straight away. You're going to go, all right, the way to become one is to aim for that and then work out a decision on how to become one. So like what does the world want you to pay for? What do you know what I mean? They don't want to like just go, okay, I'll give money to anyone. You have to see what the world is seeking at the moment and go for it.
Exactly. Because you mentioned you didn't prepare for that big run, or you went from the 5K to the 10K. You did exactly that preparation to get there.
No, I just went straight to the run because I'm just crazy like that. But hey, that's just my choice that I did that. Would be, but yeah, I did the 5K, and then I just went. I have an ultra marathon on my list. I might as well tick off a 10K, if a half marathon, a marathon, and an ultra marathon all in the same night. So that's why I pushed myself.
Yeah.
I pushed myself to do a 10K, and I went, yes, I've made it this far, and then I went, what's my next step? Okay, half a marathon. All right, we've got to do this. So giving people high fives and kids running up and cheering me on as I go along with their dads running and stuff as well. So as the Narrabeen all nighter. So just all families there cheering on, with sitting in tents and stuff. And yeah, there's just a good atmosphere to get you motivated, enjoy that perspective on life that you go, well, all these kids are cheering you on, all these fathers and mothers and everything. They're all watching to see inspiration unfold in front of them. So you can't let them down. You've got to do it for yourself as well as for others to inspire people. That's my goal, just to inspire as many people as I can, change their life, and never give up on their dreams.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's very important. Sometimes it's not our intrinsic motivation, but we have to take it from outward, realizing that, look, if I do this, I make a huge, I inspire somebody, right? Even if you don't see them, you still inspire them. Even if you don't hear them, right? They still watching you, right? Which, especially with internet, is kind of easy. So,
well, I was pretty amazed that my first radio interview that I ever had was in the UK. And I thought maybe I'd have Australia first, but it was in the UK. And that they had 500,000 people listening to my conversation.
Wow.
Which half a million people listening to one person, and like that's amazing to me. Like,
Yeah.
no, just like I didn't think my story is like that big. Like I know it was in the newspapers, but I didn't think it was that big to be internationally recognized straight up. But one guy offered a chance for authors to do public speaking events and stuff like that. So I went, oh, you know what? It's free publicity. The worst that can happen, no one listens. Yeah. But even if it's just one person that listens, they'll go tell their friend about your story or whatever, and then pass the message on. It's the same with my book. Like, I never thought I'd sell one book. Like, it's hard as it seems, but that's the reality of being an author. It's hard to sell books because you have to put a lot of marketing into it. You got to promote it. You got to go through a lot of stresses with it. But I sold my first book, and then another person brought a book and another one, and then some people heard about it internationally. I sold. I don't know how many exactly I've sold from that, 500,000 views on that site yet, because Amazon calculates on the 31st of December. So I'll know early next year. But before that, I've sold 6 to UK from last year. Like one of the first years of my book. It's been out for 4 years now, and 1 to USA. So, but in that time frame of that, after I've had these 2 UK interviews, there's 10 people have wrote 5-star reviews on Amazon or Goodreads. So I know that others have bought the book. So I know that someone's buying the book, at least one person from that sites and stuff. So yeah, so it's getting out there a bit more. So
yeah, that's nice, man. That's nice. So let's flip the conversation a little bit, man. 3 daughters for me, that'd be like, woo, that wow. I got 2 boys, but at least they're boys, right? It's for me, it's like, all right, they're boys. I feel like it's easier. Am I right? Is that the conception? Is it harder for you that you're like, oh, these are girls? How am I going to relate with this? How do I handle myself? Or is that just my perception so far, since I don't have any girls? Possible.
Yeah, I guess just you have to do it. You don't think about it, and just relate to them the best way you can as a father. So like certain things you have to ask your partner about that you don't know because you're not a woman or anything like that. But eventually you get the hang of it and then learn lessons from partners and stuff like that. I suppose it'd be really hard for those that are fathers only and don't have a partner in their life. But eventually you learn everything. Or even if you don't know yourself, and if you're in that situation, you can always ask for guidance of aunties, mothers that have been there for guidance anyway. So, but yeah, they're good kids anyway. They always come see me, and after I finish work, and give Dad a big hug and say miss you, Daddy, and stuff like that. So they're great kids to grow up with, even though they keep me up all night. But I love them.
There you go. Did they start painting your nails yet?
No, not yet. But I think the oldest one is she's into Mum's makeup and stuff at the moment, learning how to put it on and stuff. But yeah, my wife's a beauty therapist and hairdresser, so she does all the hair and makeup and stuff. So then my oldest daughter, she sits my second youngest on a chair and starts brushing her hair like she's a hairdresser and stuff like that. So it's pretty cute.
That's awesome, man. You're going to be next, just so you know. I've seen that the other day in the playground. I started laughing. The guy had yellow nails. I thought it was awesome. I thought, dang, I'm missing that. I wanted a girl. I still want a girl, actually. So we'll see what happens. But I got 2 boys, which are just rowdy. But I'm asking because the other day we were playing in the park, in the playground with them, and nobody came to pick her up from school, and she's a good friend of the family. So I decided, you know what, she's going to come with us. We're just going to play in the playground. We're playing like what we call zombies. So I'm just walking around like, hey, and I walk at them, and then they're playing in the stuff, and then I grab them and I tickle them and stuff like that, and I pretend to bite like a zombie does, right? They're like, ah! Yeah. And of course she wants the same because she's playing with us, except that I'm like, this is difficult for me. Can I do that also? Is that so? Yeah. it wasn't the same. So I was just wondering what your experience is, but apparently it's just me. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'll get
I,
over
I,
that.
I just treat them the same, really. Like I've had nieces and nephews as well.
Mm,
But my mum's father, like my grandmother of, and mum and dad are grandparents of, I think it's 14 now, grandkids.
wow. All
So
right.
there's a few.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I hear you.
So
Well,
before I became a father, I had my nieces and nephews and stuff because I've got three older brothers and one sister and then one younger brother. So there's six of us in the family. So
exactly. It's
yeah,
busy.
so like my oldest niece, I think she's 19 or so now. So
Mm,
there's a big age gap between my kids
exactly.
and my yeah, and their cousins and stuff. So
Exactly. Exactly. Uh, that's awesome, man. So three girls, a wife that has a job as well. You're very busy. How do you make sure that you stay connected with your partner?
my wife's a stay-at-home mum,
Oh, okay.
but she does the hairdressing and stuff every now and then. She goes out and does like mainly sometimes on a Saturday lately. Like she's
Mm-hmm.
only just started going back to work a little bit, so
Mm,
Saturday she works at a hairdressing at one of her friends' place.
nice.
Uh, yeah, and then trying to find time. That's the problem that yeah everyone has, but we try to fit it in as much as possible. So after the kids go to bed, we put them to bed around 7.
Mm,
And then the youngest newborn one, we bath her and give her a bottle, and then put her to bed about 9:30, and then she sleeps all the way through. So if we do it any earlier, she wakes up through the night. So we worked out a good plan for her to sleep all the way through. So which is a good thing.
nice.
So
Yep. Yep.
so after they go to bed, then we watch a movie or just spend time with each other. So that way we fit our quality time in where we can.
Exactly. 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 That's awesome, man. Do you make a bucket list together with her, just out of curiosity?
Um, some things she joins in with my bucket list. Other things she
Okay.
goes, "You're crazy and you're on your own." So,
Ah, I like that. See ya. Have fun. See you when you get back. That's I like that. That's awesome.
but
Uh,
yeah, my nieces and my daughters and stuff, they join in bucket list stuff with me as well. Like I got like artsy crafty stuff to do, like color this in or do that. They do the scribbling with me on the pages or draw something or like yeah, ideas I get off Pinterest, like make homemade bubbles or something like that. So
mhm.
kids can join in with you. Like nothing, not everything has to be about like all my stuff. My list keeps growing because I keep thinking of ideas with the girls as well. Like I got go to swimming lessons with Indy Rose, go to swimming lessons with Zalia, go to swimming lessons with the newborn one. Like I keep adding to it, and so they all. And then like see my daughter crawl for the first time, see my daughter walk for the first time. Like all these small little things I can add to my list. Like everyone thinks the bucket list is like skydiving, bungee jumping, like crazy ideas. Like, but it can be much more deeper than just uh, like adventure stuff. It can be emotional stuff. It can be partner stuff, whatever you wish to have on your list. You can have it, and no one can tell you that that shouldn't be on your list. You can decide what you like to have on your list. But
Mhm.
my book gives you 9,000 ideas, but it has square boxes next to each one, so the reader can hold my book and go, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, and tick off whatever ones they feel like. So I've given that option. The first column of each book, like it's got two boxes for each one. So the first row is the things I ticked up to write in the book, and the second column the reader can tick off. So
Mhm.
yeah, so it helps inspire people by every chapter of the book also has an inspirational quote. So I'll just read one for you. Find one. Okay, so the first chapter I got. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count; it's the life in your years by Abraham Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then like I've got it as everything matches. So like travel, I've put a quote to do with travel. Experience every type of sport. I've put a quote about sports. So
Mm-hmm.
like I've matched everything to the best that I could. So yeah, so it's a lot that goes into it and a lot of ideas, but yeah, eventually I came to the way I felt like I wanted to have it published in the end. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, I just recently became a co-author as well. So that book was just released a couple of days ago. So yeah, so I haven't got any copies of that as yet myself to sell because I haven't had the spare money to buy some. But um, my book personally has sold 124 copies that I know of so far, plus Amazon sales pending, whatever. Like I said, there's the 10 that I know of that have wrote reviews. So I'm guessing I've sold it. So yeah, so it's getting out there slowly. At least I can say that I've sold over 100. That's the main thing.
There you go. There you go. Great, man. I love it, Lance. Lance, look, time flies, man. We're already at the end of the show. Thank you so much for being on. Really appreciate it and sharing your book. Everybody else that's been watching, thank you, or listening, as this will also be on the podcast. Lance, how can people get in contact with you if they have any other questions or if they're excited about getting a copy of your book?
Yeah, they can always just contact me through Facebook or Messenger or Instagram, any platform, and I'm all on every single one. So just look up my name and then just send me a text message off there. I respond to them, and even on my website, and you can even have a look at my website through the Facebook. I've got it there. I'm going to be changing the name of the website, but it'll still be changed soon so that you guys can see it anyway. I'm just trying to come up with a good idea. But yeah, I'm happy to talk to anyone that sends me a message, and then eventually my emails and stuff like that. If you prefer to ask for my email and talk through that, then I'll send you the email. Some people, yeah, whatever way is best. So if you want my phone number, just message me on Facebook or message my phone number so you can give me a call or do Zoom talks or anything. It doesn't worry me how we connect as long as there's a connection and grow from there.
Exactly. That's great, man. I appreciate that. So for the people that are watching this or listening to this, the links to his Facebook and to the website are already in the description section. So you can just click on that and get in contact with Lance. Lance, again, thank you so much for being on. Everybody else, we'll see you very soon with another live. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, guys.